Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Monday, February 29th, 2016. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. A police constable has been arrested and charged for the offence of larceny stemming from an incident that occurred in early February in Newcastle. According to a press release from the Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force, investigations have revealed that a fisherman reported that a 25-horsepower Yamaha engine and a gillnet had been stolen from a storage shed used by him in the Sand Crab Hole area. The investigations further revealed that Constable Clayton Magloire of the Gingerland Police Station was the person responsible. He was arrested, charged, and later released on bail. He is suspended from duties pending the outcome of the incident. Commenting on the incident, Commissioner Ian Creeley says the Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force will not condone wrongdoing, and everyone is responsible for his actions and will be held accountable. Damien Prescod, a technical officer of the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology, says the Nevis flood mitigation project is one of the largest he has seen. Prescod, along with Dr. Jonathan Cox and Sean Boyce, were the facilitators of a 2-week training of representatives from various government departments and agencies in the data management and maintenance of rain gauge and radar water level early warning systems. The training concluded on Friday with the installation of a siren station in the vicinity of Ram's supermarket.
How the system is supposed to work is that once alerts are recognized or breaches in rainfall thresholds at Spring Hill and Morgan Estate, then that will send a text message to Mr. Dyer's phone at the disaster management and Mr. Stapleton's phone. They will be able to then pass on instructions with respect to how the alert should be treated, if people should be evacuated. And then the final and last warning system would be this siren system, which should and would go off once the water level rises above 1 meter, which we've calculated here as pending flood further downstream and into Charlestown. So we just wanted to let the public know, have some awareness about what the station is posted here to provide to the communities downstream, as well as how they all integrate collectively to have a very good spatial coverage of the precipitation and water level factors that may impact life and infrastructure. The
siren station, Prescod notes, is a last resort warning system to work in accordance with the rainfall stations at Spring Hill and Morgan Estate.
Which is one of the largest projects which I've seen in my 7 years at CMH, where one country has been provided with so many stations from one project, and I think Nevis should really express their gratitude to the OECS and the USAID as well as CMH for the technical expertise that they expose the participants to here, because this is a very important project going forward the years to come, especially with the effects of systems like Erica that we see in Dominica. We would not want to have such a reoccurrence of any loss of life or infrastructure to that extent. So I think Nevis should be very blessed and very proud of what they receive from those organizations.
Rain gauge and radar water level early warning systems have also been installed at the Bath Stream and the Nisbet Plantation. According to Prescod, 2 more stations are expected to be added in the summer of this year on the eastern side of the island to facilitate even greater spatial coverage. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Eric Evelyn, has labeled the local farmers Emmentine and Billy Thompson as the unofficial ambassadors of Nevis to St. Croix, as they have once again attained first place in the St. Croix Agriculture and Food Fair Festival held from February 13th to 15th. This year makes the Brownhill couples a 6th consecutive win. Emmentine Thompson, supported by her husband, spoke to us about their experience at the 2016 exhibition.
The exhibition was good. The turnout of the people was excellent. It was a good fair. I had my hot sauce, my green seasoning, my jams and jellies. It was good.
She also expressed gratitude to all those who helped to make her trip possible.
Thank you to all who participate or even lend a hand in us going off island for the exhibit in St. Croix. Most of all, I say thank you to my organization, Nevis Growers Association, which was well represented back there in St. Croix. And as the people would say, we really sell Nevis. Nevis will really sell, especially this time when they look at the produce. There are many who say they would like to come and see where we go our produce. So I wish say thanks to also the Development Bank to lend me their flags and to the ministry. But thanks to everybody. Most of all, thanks very much to my family.
Sister Island and St. Kitts placed the second, while Antigua placed the third. Meantime, Thompson says that she is prepared for Nevis's Agriculture Open Day, slated to take place on March 17th and 18th, and she took the opportunity to encourage persons to support the event.
I would like to say to the farmers must come out and make their Open Day a success, and to the entire Nevis community to come on out and support your farmers, buy local and eat local.
Still to come.
And if we are unable to appreciate what we have, then it is quite likely that we would not do what is necessary to maintain it.
The details after this break.
Gala WhatsApp and I send text. Me see the SMS. Me have to show images.
Send me a pic of yourself. One of you know where.
I have too much self-respect to send you a pic of you know where.
If you really love me, you will do it.
If you really love me, you wouldn't ask.
You matter to your family, to your friends, to your community, to you. Remember, you matter.
This message was brought to you by the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, and the Nevis Health Promotion Unit.
Welcome back. It is important to have celebrations such as the Nevis Culture Yard. That is according to Shefton Liburd, Board Director of the Nevis Historical and Conservation Society, NHCS. The third edition of Nevis Culture Yard took place on Friday at the Hamilton Museum grounds. Chairing the all-day event, Liburd noted that it forms part of the annual celebration of African heritage during History and Heritage Month here on Nevis.
A very worthwhile celebration, for indeed we all need timely reminders of what it was, what is, and what can be. If we have no idea of where we are coming from, if we have no idea of the experiences that our people who have gone before us would have gone through, then we tend to have very little appreciation for what is in the present. And if we are unable to appreciate what we have, then it is quite likely that we would not do what is necessary to maintain it, so that the joys that we are sharing in, that our successive generations that follow us may be able to share in those joys and maybe add to the value.
According to Executive Director Evelyn Henville, Nevis Culture Yard is an occasion when the NHCS celebrates the arts and the island's children, as the event is a collaboration of the NHCS and the Ministries of Education, Tourism and Culture.
Certainly we thank our exhibiting teams from our various schools and our art and craft from Nevis. Artisan Village we have represented here, Classic Craft and More, Miss Clara Smithen. Aquarian Quest, Jan Kirshner. Aquatic Recreation Center Limited, Ned Lastrade. NHCS, our project here on the Narrows is represented by our Ekman coordinator, Miss Danielle Moore. Our schools are depicting marine environment. This year our theme is strengthening our commitment to preserving our history, heritage, our arts, archives, and marine environment.
Education officer responsible for artistic development, Cynthia Grenion, made remarks on the arts. Presentations were also made to the students who won prizes through their participation in the History and Heritage Month radio quiz. Reforms in the tax structure of St. Kitts and Nevis are ongoing to ensure it protects the public interest, promotes harmony with national and regional systems, and meets the demands of a globalized economy. One of the recent updates to the tax structure was passed in the Federal Parliament on February 19th in the form of the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2016. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, said smaller economies like St. Kitts and Nevis have a mobile tax base and, as such, rely heavily on corporate income and withholding taxes. This also means that the economy is susceptible to the negative impact of harmful tax practices which government is attempting to avoid. According to Prime Minister Harris, an analysis by the Inland Revenue Department has indicated that these systems are vulnerable to abuse by taxpayers who use different methods to avoid payment of their fair share of taxes to the government. Such methods include transfer pricing and other similar earnings stripping techniques. The Prime Minister said in the government's efforts to provide a level playing field and reduce the potential for the erosion of the tax base, it has become necessary to amend the Withholding Tax Act to clarify branch and head office arrangements for the purposes of the application of the tax. Indemnity was also included to provide protection to local companies that pay the tax on behalf of overseas businesses, and a new withholding tax rate from 10 to 15% was approved for all businesses. Prime Minister Harris said he is certain these changes will provide greater clarity for businesses to meet their tax obligations. Birthday celebrant Florence Liburd, also known as Mama Katie, celebrated her 101st birthday on Thursday, February 25th at the family home in Ramsbury. Minister of Social Development, the Honorable Hazel Brandy Williams, was among those on hand to celebrate with Liburd.
Today when I saw her, even though she was a little late in getting herself together, she is still of a very sound mind. She still has a very strong mouth, and she can still converse with the persons who come to visit her. And we must give God thanks, and we give God the glory for that. Another observation, at 101, she was able to walk up the steps, not by herself, but with very minimal assistance. And at 101, that is commendable. On behalf of the Ministry of Social Development, and in particular the Seniors Division at the Social Services Department, we present you this fruit basket as a token of our love and our appreciation for you and for the positive life that you would have lived. At these ceremonies, I cannot end without giving special thanks to the caregivers, and as well as the family members who would look after their seniors on a daily basis. I know it is hard work, but we have the patience to go through this on a daily basis. And so to those persons, I say thank you.
Coordinator of the Senior Citizens Division, Garcia Hendrickson, also delivered remarks. Caretaker for the Ramsbury area, Angela Challenger, did the scripture reading. Granddaughter of the celebrant, Reverend Bonnie Byron, did the invocation, while all gathered sang a favorite hymn of the celebrant, Great is Thy Faithfulness.
Thank you all.
All right. Very
okay.
101st birthday celebrant, Florence Liburd. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Good night.